Hello you, and welcome to my channel. I'm Valpo. My channel is called Fae in the Forest. We talk about plants and all kinds of houseplant things with some other things such as living with disability sprinkled in here and there every now and then. My last plant haul was May, except that it was posted in July, I think. This is supposed to be a June haul, and since it's 31st of July right now, I think this is going to be posted in August. I would say that let's hope the next one is on time, but maybe I should just not say that and assume that it's gonna be late. That is very much keeping with the spirit of my channel. Imperfections are okay. I'm not trying to make this channel and myself and my presentation perfect. I'm definitely not perfect. No one is. I'm also disabled and chronically ill, so it's very hard for me to do things at a certain level of commitment and perfection. So I guess it became a thing. But here we are now anyway, with plants that I hold in June. They are gathered on my table here, and we're gonna go through them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's a plant almost every other day. Okay, I'm going to start with this one. It is wet. It is wet. Just about. Right. I forgot, I just recently watered this. This is a Begonia maculata YTI, also known as the polka dot Begonia. I bought it as a rescue plant, and so far it is doing well. Some of the leaves have some mechanical damage, but it is creating new ones. There are new starts everywhere. I love baby Begonia leaves. They're so curly and tiny and absolutely cute. I can notice myself being nervous, and that is due to one reason. So I'm going to take care of that reason right now. It's this mean asshole. I mean, she's gorgeous. I absolutely love looking at her, but from a distance. This is Opuntia akikulata. If you know of the regular bunny ear Opuntia, you know that it's a really mean plant. This is even worse than that. When I unboxed it, the box had been shook around. Lots of the spines had come off, so they were basically like a spine cloud inside the box. I had my protective gloves as I was opening the box, but that did nothing because it was just everywhere. I was digging spines of my skin with tweezers for like 2 weeks after. It was not fun. These things hurt, but they're so freaking gorgeous. Highly recommend against this plant, and I regret having it, but I just love it. I'm going to take this far away from my existence. Let's move on to some other cacti. This is an Echinopsis subdenudata. I have a smaller one, but I saw this one and it was like a couple of euros, so I had to get it. It even has a little flower bud, and it's made another one. That's basically all there is to it. I just love Echinopsis. This is a cactus that I got from a supermarket on my way back from cottage. It's just a cactus. I don't really know what it is. All this is new growth from since I got it. Cacti being slow growing, don't know about that. These are a couple of small tiny cacti that I got. One of my favorite things is to go to plant shops and just look at the small cactus sections. All the plant shops here have them, like a couple of dozen tiny cacti. Sometimes they're infested with mealybugs or something, so that's when I stay away from them, but sometimes you can find something really cute, and this one is not mean at all. It's actually kind of soft. This is another baby cactus. It is tiny, but it is growing as well. I keep it under a grow light 24/7. Okay, so this is not looking too pretty. It wasn't pretty when I bought it. This is the last remaining stem on a discount Peperomia Peperomia green bean. Let us go with that. It is a bit sad at the moment, but it stayed alive. You can hardly see it, but it is creating new growth from the growth points there. So I feel like it's gonna make it. I hope so. I just always try to pick up discount plants that look ugly and sad and are gonna be thrown away. Usually they cost like a couple of euros, so there's no point in not picking them up and trying to see what comes of them. Ferrari. The next one is this Ceropegia linearis, also called a string of needles. So it's basically the same plant as Ceropegia, the string of hearts, but the leaves are long and narrow. This is a bit tangled right now since it's been sitting here on the coffee table, but when I hang it up I'm going to untangle it. It's been putting out new growth constantly even when it's not been on the window, so I'm hoping that it will continue to do that in the full sun. I've been getting a lot of discount rescue plants. This is another one. It's a Philodendron Birkin. I sent 2 or 3 cuttings of this Svetlana in our plant swap, but I kept the ugliest ones myself. So it's not living its best life yet. It's being a bit of a diva. It just doesn't appear to settle to passive hydroponics or semi-hydro. I don't think it knows what it wants. It could be that it's still in shock. But yeah, it does have a new leaf coming up right there. The reason why I was interested in this plant is that it's highly hybridized. Philodendron Birkin is a sport of the patented hybrid Philodendron Rojo Congo. What most likely happened, the desired features, such as the small size and the unusual variegation, occurred in Rojo Congo cultivation, and these qualities were then tissue cultured and hybridized further to create the distinct looking Birkin. It is not a patented cultivar, at least not yet. The variegation in Birkin is not stable, and the weirdness seen in these sample images is in fact a partial reversion of the leaves back to the Rojo Congo features. This does not make the plant any less or more worth. It, at least to me, just makes them look more interesting. Bottom line is, do not pay exorbitant prices for partially reverted Birkins. So my main goal is to try and see what kind of variegation these leaves produce. I'm almost hoping that it doesn't do the standard. I'm hoping it does something weird, because I like weird things. I'm interested in the weirdness and to see what kind of odd variegation it produces. I'll keep you up to date if this diva will decide to like it here and keep on living and not die. Keep you up to date what kind of variegation it does. The next one is a Syndapsus exotica. Exotica is one of the rarer varieties we have here in Finland, maybe even Europe, I don't really know, but I haven't seen this one much. It looks a lot like my Syndapsus pictus trebi. We'll see, I guess. Exotica is supposed to produce larger leaves than the usual ones. These leaves are already quite large compared to some of the other ones like Silver Yand or Argyrius, so I'm excited to see what it does. Basically, now I have them all the Syndapsus pictures. It's one of my favorite plants and I just needed to have it. This one here, this bouncy little fella, is Stapelia devricata. Svetlana put it best, explaining the flowers of this plant. They smell like poop. This is also called a starfish cactus, and you can see in the picture why. I have had a couple of starts that looked like they were gonna produce a flower, but I was wrong. They were just another shoot. I love how these kind of search the light and bend, and it's just, I like this plant so much. But yeah, if it ever does happen to create a flower for me, I will definitely update you on that. This Hoya is called Hoya memoria. It's just been recently watered, so the leaves are still a bit hydrated looking, but it should bounce back soon. It is already creating new leaves. I think I saw just teeny tiny little new leaves, and this is definitely a Hoya that needs a bit more water. I've seen this being sold as Hoya gracilis as well. What made me go and instantly purchase it is that apparently its flowers smell like caramel. I'm a big fan of caramel, so that sold it to me instantly and I had to have it. The leaves are very splashy and beautiful. Yeah, there's not much more to say about this. This is a Peperomia graviolens. It hasn't had the best of time. It's recently flowered. When I got it, I promptly forgot about it, and then I just forgot to water it, so it's looking a little pale right now. But it does have some baby leaves coming up. It doesn't appear to be dead, and it is still nice and bouncy aside from the flower. I'm hoping that it pushes through. I've had one of these before, but it died in the winter. The shape of these leaves and the succulency of them is just, it's so gorgeous. I love these. Second to last, are you drippy? Please don't be drippy. Anyway, this is Philodendron mandayanam. It's a hybridized philodendron. Leaves are really, they come out really almost pink, light pink, pastel pink, and go through this light green, orange, and then end up as this darker green. And that is basically why people like this plant, the change in color as the leaf unfurls and matures. It also has very bright red stems, and I love that about it. I love the contrast of red and bright green. I love the lance shape of the leaf. It's very attractive to me. And last, and definitely not least, is my very first purchase in the month of June. It's a Philodendron melanochrysum. That's the oldest leaf. It has some mechanical damage at least, but maybe some pest damage as well. So it had all these 3 leaves when I bought it. I bought it from another collector. Very happy with it. It was doing a leaf when it got to me, but as you can see there, it endured a bit of a crisis. I think it was possibly because June was very dry here in Finland. I just didn't have the humidifier running 24/7, so the unfurling process didn't go as planned, and the new leaf unfurling basically impaled itself, and the force snapped the stem halfway through. And I was thinking about cutting it right here and propagating this bit, but it appears it is still putting out a new leaf. It is starting to recover and doing something new, so I might not. I think I'm gonna see where this goes. It is still a very happy plant. It hasn't deteriorated or anything. It is still doing quite well since it's trying to do a new leaf, even from the partially decapitated tip. So yeah, I don't know. Do you have any suggestions? What do you think I should do? Should I cut it and propagate it, or just let it be? Let me know in the comments. This plant was on the top of the very first on my wish list for so long. This trio of Philodendron melanochrysum, Philodendron verrucosum, and the melanochrysum verrucosum hybrid. That trio, having all of those 3 plants, was like my top wish list. So with this plant, I now have all of those 3 plants, and my melano verrucosum family is complete, and I absolutely love this. The velvetiness of this plant is just unparalleled. It's so beautiful, and it's just shiny. I'm so happy with this one. That's all the plants that I bought in June. This has been yet another very late plant haul. The late haul is kind of my thing now. So I'll see you in maybe around a month to look at all the plants that I bought this month. Yeah, I know it doesn't make sense, but we'll see you in September. There will be other videos in August. If you watched all the way through and watched all my ramblings, I'm very grateful of that. Thank you so much. If you liked the video, click like. I'd love it if you subscribed and click the bell icon so you can get a notification whenever my next very late something uploads. Because of my disabilities, I don't really have a set schedule, even though I try to do it like once a week. But if you have notifications on, you will get notified when I post another video. I hope you have a fantastic day. I've been Fame the Forest and you've been awesome. Bye!